Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn how to draft, cut and sew the halter neck top. Although this is going to be a jumpsuit, I'm going to be attaching this upper part to a trouser. The main concern of this tutorial is just the upper part, which is the halter neck. So here I have two pieces of paper on each other. One is going to be for the front and the other is going to be for the back. That's why I have two color of markers here, so I'll be able to use it to differentiate both the front and the back. If you do not have two markers, it's fine. The first thing I did here was to draw a margin line at the top, which is going to be like a starting point. And the space that I have here is going to be for the zipper allowance at the back. This upper line, I have my bust point and I have my top length or the front length. So you're going to measure to your bust point and also determine the front length or your top length. So now here is going to be the center front and it's going to be cut on fold. You can go ahead and fold your paper into two, and you can also have just a single piece. And here on this line, you're going to divide your shoulder into two equal half and you're going to mark. Then you're also going to determine the neck width and the neck depth. For the front, I'm going to be using 3 inches by 3 inches, which is the basic neck measurement. Then I'm going to use 3 inches by 1 inch for the back. Then you use the curved part of your curve ruler to create a round neckline. So from this point now, we're going to go down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Okay, so we're going to measure 1 inch downward and you're going to connect back to the neck width as shown. And this bust point and the top length, I'm going to make it more visible. Then go ahead and label it. So after this, now we're going to determine the chest line area by also creating the armhole line and the armhole curve. Although the armhole is not necessary here, but we just have to, but you can also draw it just to be like a guide for you. So you calculate your chest measurements or your armhole measurements, then you're going to deduct 1 inch from it. Whatever you get is what you're going to mark. That means you're not going to be using exactly your armhole measurements, because so that the armhole part is not too open by the time you're done connecting your halter neck. So once you're done with that, you measure whatever you have on the shoulder line. You're going to measure again just to ensure you have a straight line, and that line is going to be your chest line. Then on the chest line, you're going to take quarter of your bust circumference. That is your bust measurement divided by 4. So on the waistline or the top length, you're going to take the bust span and you're going to extend it to the bust point area like this. Then you connect with a straight line. Then you stop 1 inch before the bust point. What I'm about to do here is to plot the waist dart. You can simply make it dartless, and you can also go ahead and plot your waist dart. Beside this line, I'm going to take ½ inch on both sides and connect back to the points like so. After the waist dart, you want to take the quarter of your waist measurement, that is your waist divided by 4. Then you do not forget to replace the 1 inch dart intake and connect it back to the chest line. After this, you are going to take the side dart or the bust dart. So from your bust point line, you come down by the difference between your front and the back length. Here I'm using 1.5. Then you're going to connect back to the bust point line like so. So this line we're going to be closing it up, and this one too. So now I'm going to draw out the back neckline. Remember I said we are going to have 3 inches by 1 inch for the back neckline. So you're going to draw it together like this. Then you're also going to connect with the curved part of your ruler to give you a round neckline at the back as well. So this is what it's going to look like. This is what you're going to have. Then after this, I'm going to measure and mark the zipper allowance. So for the zipper allowance, I'm using 1.25. So you can go as far as using your 1.5 or use 1 inch. Then you're going to connect with a straight line up to the top length like so. Then you're going to extend the neckline to the zipper allowance as well. So after this now, remember that we have a side dart. So definitely your back length is going to be shorter than the front length. Take the back length, you're going to subtract 1.5 from the front length. If you are using 2 inches, if you are using 1 inch, subtract whatever you use for the side dart from the front length, and that's what you are going to use for the back length. Then after that, you're going to draw out the halter neck. From the neck width, you're going to connect the chest line like so. Then for the back, I'm going to take the back tightening. So here I'm taking 0.75 from the center back inward. Then I'm going to connect to the neckline like so. So you can do ½ inch and you can do 1 inch as well. Then to avoid gaping around the new armhole line, which is the halter neck part, you find the midpoint of this line. This is totally optional, but you can go ahead and do the same thing What I'm about to do is just to create a bit of that using half an inch, just to avoid gaping around that part. You know, when you're doing contouring, you also make use of that to do contouring. Beside the line, I'm going to be taking 0.25 because I just want to tighten in that part with 0.5 inch alone. We already reduced the armhole measurement by 1 inch, remember, so this is totally optional. You can draft it on your pattern, then you can also have a proper sewing on your bodice. So with this, we are done with the drafting. It's just for us to cut it out. If you want to do your contouring and eliminate this dart on your pattern, you just go ahead and fold in the dart like so. It's going to affect the back as well, and you can decide not to have the tightening at the back. It is totally optional. Then you are going to reconnect in case there's any bit of shortage, just like we used to reconnect our side darts whenever we close up the darts. Then it's going to look like so. But if you do not have any shortage, just go ahead and cut it out like that. Then you can also leave the dart. When you want to sew your fabric, you're going to sew the dart on it. Then you're going to cut out the armhole so that you can have the same thing on both the front and the back. Then for the neckline, you're going to cut out the back neckline first before you cut out the front. So once you cut out the back neckline, you separate the pattern and you are going to have the front neckline. Then as for the zipper allowance area, you're going to be cutting on the new line, not the previous one. So what I did here, this is the back, and I extended the back length to the side. So what we are going to do here, you can either make this one dartless as well, or you transfer your dart from the front to the back. But if you do not have a tracing wheel to do that, just go ahead and draw your dart once again, just like we did for the front. But this time around, your dart is going to get to the chest line because there's no bust points at the front. So if you want to close up the bust dart, this is how you're going to do it. You open up the waist dart and you fold in the side dart. Then you're going to reconnect like so to replace the shortage by the side. If you are going to do the contouring at the back, you go ahead and close up the dart like so. Then you are going to take the quarter of your waist circumference. So for the front, I'm going to cut off the excess by the side. If you have enough to add your sewing allowance immediately on the pattern, you can simply go ahead and do so. Kindly pay attention to the way I'm going to be cutting the back. As you can see, I'm cutting on the new line, not the previous zipper allowance line. By the side, I added the sewing allowance because I still have enough paper to do that. Then I cut out the excess. So because I'm going to be attaching a collar to the neck, I'm going to measure around what I have on the neckline for both the front and the back. I'll note it down, then I'll multiply it by 2. The value I get is what I'm going to use to cut out a mandarin collar, also known as a bishop collar. So guys, that'll be all for the cutting. What I'm going to do now is to transfer this pattern to a piece of fabric and lining. Now I've transferred the pattern to the fabric. I cut out the actual fabric, then I also cut out the lining. So I cut 2 pieces each for the back, then I cut just 2 pieces for the front. Then I went ahead to add my sewing allowance around the neckline, the armhole, the center back, but for the down part I already had the allowance on the pattern. As for the front, I'm going to be sewing my 2 darts, both the side and the waist darts. So the first thing I want to do now is to turn the armhole for both the front and the back because it's not going to have a sleeve. Then we are going to leave the neckline and the sides. So if it's going to be a top, you can simply turn the down part. And if you are going to attach it to something else, you might just go ahead and leave it like that. But make sure you turn the armhole. That is very important. But for the back, you're going to be turning 2 places. The center back where you have your zip allowance, then the armhole. Those are the 2 places you're going to turn for the back. Then for the front, do not forget to draw out or mark out your side dart and your waist dart, where it's going to start and where you're going to stop. Because after turning the armhole, I'm going to take the waist dart for both the front and the back bodies. So guys, this is what I have at the end after taking the side and the waist dart. If you do not want to have a multiple sewing on yours, just go ahead and close up your dart from the beginning of your pattern, okay? So, and this is what the front looks like. I already turned the armhole, then I understitch. So for the back, this is what you should have. The center back should be turned and the armhole should be turned as well. Then I already took the waist dart for that. So here is the 2 piece for the back. Then you are going to have 1 single piece for the front. Next thing I'm going to do now is to cut out the bishop collar. Remember that we already have our measurements. Remember the measurements we took earlier around the neckline for both the front and the back. This is where we are going to need that measurement. Okay, so you're going to use the measurement to cut out a bishop collar. So for the bishop collar, I'm going to be using a freehand method this time around, and to do that you're going to get a piece of fabric and fold on bias like so. The measurement you took earlier, you had it up and you're going to measure it round on the fabric like so. Then once you get it, you measure from that point upward, and from there you're going to connect using a semicircle, just like the way we used to connect for our circle. That's how you're going to connect it. Decide on the collar height. Here I'm going to be using 1.25, and I'm going to be adding stitching allowance to it. So after that, you're going to cut it out. You cut two pieces, one for the actual fabric and one for the lining, and you can also get another piece of fabric to do the lining or to do the actual collar. Then you're also going to add a visible interface to the wrong side of the two. Then after that, you place it on each other like so, and you're going to sew on the upper part using your added sewing allowance. You turn to the right. After that, you give it a proper press, open up the seam, give it a proper press, and notch the cuff part. This is what it's going to look like. You're going to have it this way. Okay, so the next thing you want to do now is to attach it to the neckline. But before that, you need to find the midpoint of this collar, because you're going to be placing the midpoint of the collar on the midpoint of the neckline, so that we'll be able to have equal value on both sides of the neck. So you're going to start with the front. So you must have already notched the center of your neckline. Then you're going to place the collar on the center from the back, from the wrong side. As you can see, I started placing the collar from the wrong side. You pin it all through. So by the time you get to the neck width, you place one side of the back and continue the neckline, then continue the collar like so. You are going to do the same thing on the other side as well. Remember, it's not going to have a shoulder, it's not going to have a sleeve. It is the collar that will be connecting both the front and the back together. So you pin it all around like so, and you stitch on your added sewing allowance. And this is what it's going to look like. The next thing is to flip the other side of this collar to the right side of the actual fabric. You fold in the added allowance, then you're going to stitch all around from one zipper allowance to the other. Now that the collar is ready, the next thing you want to do is to take the side seam. Okay, so you are going to place the front and the back on each other carefully, then take the side seam, whatever allowance you had, you're going to take it. Just go ahead and reconfirm your measurements before taking the side seam. This is due to fabric behavior. The next thing I'm going to do is to fix the zipper. But before that, I'm going to attach this to the trouser, because it's going to be a jumpsuit, just like I've said from the beginning of this video. If yours is going to be a dress, then you're going to attach to the skirt part, and if it's going to be a top, just switch your zipper and finish up with the waistline, then you're done. I'm going to be attaching this upper part to a palazzo trouser to make a palazzo jumpsuit. I already have a video on how to cut and sew a palazzo jumpsuit. I'm going to link the video in the description box. Kindly check it out as well. Find this tutorial helpful and you are yet to like it, what are you waiting for? Smash the like button, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. Until we meet again in my next one, bye bye.